we took a few days off this weekend, but luckily I picked the best weekend in all of baseball because absolutely nothing happened. Complete snooze fest for news. We don't really have much to talk about today. We do have an update on Manny Machado, Chicago White Sox, Philadelphia Phillies. Same thing with Bryce Harper. There's a little bit of an update on both of those players. But one thing that a lot of you have asked for me to do on this channel is to cover the Brian Dozier move. I know I didn't cover the Edwin Encarnacion move. There's a bunch of other minor moves that have happened as well, so I'm going to go over all the moves that I have not yet covered, as well as any moves that happened today in this video. But like I said, starting off with Machado and Harper news. Now, if you guys do enjoy this video, you know what to do. Leave a like on it. Best way to show your support for the channel. Really does help me out, get more views. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. We are on our way to 37K subscribers. I can't believe how quickly we've been going. So if you're new, make sure you hit that sub button. We're back in the swing about talking baseball almost every single day over here. I got a video planned for tomorrow because I will be driving back to South Carolina, luckily on my birthday. Woo! Nothing better than a nice 11-hour drive on your birthday, right? But I'm going to be reacting to the MLB top 10 right now list for second baseman tomorrow, and then I think I'll do third baseman the following day, as long as there's no actual news to talk about. And remember to get in the comment section down below, be a part of the conversation, join the team, let me know what you think about all the moves that we talk about in this video. We like to talk down there, the replies, the comment section. We got an active community here, so get involved. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. Almost approaching 3,000 followers on Instagram, 6,000 on Twitter, so make sure you follow on both of those. So first, we're going to start off with Manny Machado. Now, of course, we have some news that's probably going to be unlikely that the New York Yankees sign him. They got DJ LeMahieu last week. It doesn't seem like the Yankees are going to be shelling out the Manny Machado money. So we also got two different reports about Manny Machado and the Chicago White Sox last night. I'll let you decide which one you're believing, but I'm going with Hector Gomez and Jeff Passan. Last night, he tweeted out an article that he wrote for ESPN.com talking about how the White Sox have offered Manny Machado an 8-year deal. In this article, he says the White Sox have the 8-year deal on the table. They're even willing to go further as long as they know that Manny Machado is actually interested. We also got Hector Gomez, who's been pretty good on catching things early before they become official. He went out and said that he also has a source that say the White Sox offered Manny Machado 8 years, $250 million, which comes out to about $32 million a season. He goes on to say that the Phillies are still involved. He gave the credit, of course, to Jeff Passan. But we got two people saying 8 years, $250. Well, here comes big old Bob Nightingale, who just seems to not get anything right this offseason. He's just been not a good offseason for him. He comes out and says the White Sox have not, big capital letters, not. He needs to let everyone know, not increase their original 7-year offer to Manny Machado. Now, I wish I took a screenshot of this earlier because MLB actually tweeted out a graphic, and I wish I took a screenshot of it earlier, but the tweet doesn't exist anymore. But they tweeted out a graphic with the 8-year, $250 million offer with the White Sox to Manny Machado. They put up a picture and everything on Twitter. They took it down. I don't know why. I don't know what that's telling you, but that disagreed with what Bob Nightingale was saying. But then now taking it down disagrees with Jeff Passan and Hector Gomez, so it's like, where do we stand? We then had more news basically saying that Manny Machado is going to take the highest offer possible. He does not care about the location. It's going to come down to whoever pays him the most amount of money, which in this case seems like it's going to leave the Yankees out. They're probably not going to get him. It's been said all offseason that they're not going to overpay for Manny Machado, and of course, there probably will be a team that will overpay him, especially knowing now that basically he's like, hey, you give me the most money, I'm coming. It seems to be down to the White Sox and Phillies, but there are mystery teams that are said to be involved. Of course, they're mystery, so we don't know who they are, and honestly, I can't even speculate on who they could possibly be. I mean, are the Cardinals maybe interested in him? Maybe to play third base? I don't see him going back to the Dodgers. I don't see him going to the Cubs. I don't see Houston going after him. I don't see Cleveland going after him. I don't see the Red Sox. Those are kind of all the big teams left in baseball. At least that would be spending a lot of money. I don't see a small market team that might be ready to compete like the Rays going after Manny Machado. I don't see the Rockies doing that. It's weird. I have no clue who these mystery teams could possibly be. So, Manny Machado news update. Supposedly the White Sox have an offer on the table for him. We saw 8-250. We see 7 years is what they've offered. Who knows what to believe, but at least there's something. That's a step forward. We also know that Bryce Harper this past weekend met with the Philadelphia Phillies. Multiple reports have said that it went really well, that they had a very good time. Also, at the same time, are you really going to hear a report about Bryce Harper having a miserable time with the Phillies when they come to visit him? The Phillies are in an interesting situation here because you got Harper and you got Machado. They're probably going to get one of them, as much as I hate to say it, but they're probably going to get one of them, and it's about who do you think is better, Harper or Machado? Who do you think helps out that lineup more? Now, the Philadelphia Phillies lineup is super right-hand dominated. Everybody in that lineup seems to be right-handed besides Odubel Herrera and Nick Williams, but they could really use another left-handed bat there. Bryce Harper, in my opinion, seems like a better fit for them, whereas Manny Machado, don't get me wrong, he would make that lineup fantastic, but I'm not necessarily sure if he would be that much better or even any better than having Bryce Harper in that team. But now with the talks about the Phillies and Bryce Harper and that conversation going well, it's interesting for the Machado situation, because if you're you're the White Sox, you're like, oh, the Phillies are going after Bryce Harper. Manny Machado is kind of off the leash for them. We can go a little bit lower than we wanted because the Phillies aren't going to be pushing as hard. They can't go get both of those guys for that much money. I mean, yes, I know that the Phillies could, but they're not going to do that. And the players aren't going to take price cuts. They're going to want the top dollar. So it kind of helps out the White Sox with trying to get Manny Machado. I don't know. It's an interesting situation. This whole Bryce Harper, Manny Machado stuff, it's all speculation at this point, as we've been talking about for the last 2-3 months. Nobody really knows anything. We just know teams that are interested. We don't have front runners. We don't have exact numbers. I'm getting sick and tired of it. I want them to sign already. It would be great to hear it by, you know, in the next week or two. But who knows, man. MLB offseason has been getting longer and longer. Once these guys sign, we're going to be seeing people fly off the board because they're going to be setting the market. If you've noticed, you haven't seen many third basemen / shortstop sign. You haven't seen many outfielders sign. The reason being, you need Bryce Harper and Machado to set the market. And right now with them unsigned, there is no market that's been set. Moustakas will fly off the board when Machado gets signed. You're gonna see Markakis, Adam Jones, AJ Pollock. They're all gonna get signed quickly once Bryce Harper goes. Just please sign. We need to move on. Some other moves that happened today, minor across the league. You got Avisail Garcia signing with the Tampa Bay Rays, I believe, on a $6 million one-year contract. So I lied. It's 1 year, $3.5 million, but a lot of incentives that could lead up to a full $6 million for the season. For the Tampa Bay Rays, I actually think this is a good little signing. They got a nice little outfield over there in Tampa Bay. Tommy Pham, Kevin Kiermaier. You got Austin Meadows, who's on his way up. You got Avisail Garcia. I think that's a nice little outfield there in Tampa Bay. Got a lot of options with guys to put in there if someone's struggling. So do I think this is a move that gets them into the playoffs as a wild card team? Because honestly, they ain't winning the division with the Yankees and Red Sox still there. But does this make them a wild card favorite? I still don't think so. I still think the Rays are just... I think they overperformed last year. I don't think we're going to see that again from them. But as I've said in a lot of videos, crazier things have happened. So the Rays, they keep doing their thing. They stick to their plans. They might be a playoff team. Who knows? Derek Holland re-signed with the San Francisco Giants. 1 year, $7 million with another club option, which I think is going to be for another $7 million for 2020. Derek Holland actually finished the season really well for the Giants. I think he had like an under 3 ERA. He was pitching really good. He led them in innings pitched last year, which I don't think a lot of people expected. $7 million, dirt cheap. He's a guy who's going to eat innings for you. He's lefty, he's crafty. Like I said, he ended the year really well. So if he can have a pretty decent season like he did for the Giants last year, I think you're going to be happy if you're a San Francisco fan. And again, cost you nothing. Not to mention, he could be a trade piece at the deadline. If he pitches well for the first half of the season, the Giants aren't competitive, trade him, get a few prospects here. I know they're not going to be top grade prospects, but you'll still get something for him. That's a good job by San Francisco because they need to rebuild that farm system. It's pretty weak. I know last week, Brian Dozier signed with the Washington Nationals. I never got that video out because LeMahieu happened, Jed Lowry happened. It was just, there was a whole lot going on. I never got the video out. Here's the meat of that video that you're going to see here. I think it's a good move for the Washington Nationals. Brian Dozier on the cheap, 1 year, $8 million. This is a player who a couple years ago, if he hit the free agent market, would have been making probably close to $14, $15 million. Last year, even though he played in about 140, 150 games, there were some injury problems that we did find out about. So he was playing pretty much injured for a good portion of the season. That, of course, hurt his numbers, which is one of the reasons why he did not have a great year offensively. The power numbers dropped off. He wasn't hitting for a good average. He had a rough season. But I think for the Nationals in that lineup, getting a nice right-handed power bat is really going to be beneficial for them. Not to mention he's a very solid fielder over at second base, something they haven't had the last few years when they've had Daniel Murphy. I think it's a very low risk, high reward move because if you get the Brian Dozier from a few years ago with the Minnesota Twins where he's hitting 40 homers, whew, you are going to be very pleased. But if you get the Brian Dozier that was with the Los Angeles Dodgers for the second half of the season last year, well, then as a Nationals fan, you're not feeling too good. But I don't think you're going to see that version of Brian Dozier. He's too good of a player to play like that. So if you're a Nationals fan, I'd be excited about getting Brian Dozier. He's a nice addition to the lineup. Another move I never really talked about was Edwin Encarnacion being traded to the Mariners. And the reason why I never talked about it was, one, I was traveling back from South Carolina to New Jersey. The timing just never worked out. But here's my feeling on this. I couldn't care less. The Seattle Mariners are an insignificant team next season. Edwin Encarnacion, while they traded Carlos Santana, that was a nice move. Definitely an upgrade there. Best case scenario for Seattle, Edwin Encarnacion has a huge first half of the season, trade him at the trade deadline, get some prospect, get some stuff back for him, and boom, that was a great flip. But really, in the grand scheme of things, Edwin Encarnacion, great hitter. The dude has some crazy power, one of the best home run hitters in the league. He's a DH, so obviously nothing really to talk about defensively with him. But he's a good hitter. It's just the Seattle Mariners aren't going to be much of a team next year, and it's hard to care when they're out in the AL West, and they're going to be one of the worst teams in the division. So hopefully for the Mariners, he plays well, you trade him, you get some prospects, and boom, happy campers. And I think that covers all the moves. I'm not necessarily sure. I might have missed a few minor ones here or there. If I did, you can let me know in the comment section down below. Remember to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it and you want to see more of this kind of content. Likes are the best way to support the channel. Subscribe if you're new and you want to see more of my videos. We talk about baseball every day, so remember to subscribe, don't miss out. And get in that comment section down below. Let me know what you think about all the moves that happen in Major League Baseball. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Machado rumors, Harper rumors? Let me know your feelings in the comments. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc, and that's going to take us to the end of this video. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here, as well as this is my most recent upload, so click through to these if you have not seen them already. Thank you guys for watching. I promise this will be the last little break. We took 2 days off, but it won't happen again. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.